we get illy, tough like South Philly. Got the cold steel, it's about to get chilly. Major figures like Gilly, I'm an outlaw kid Billy. How the fuck am I funny? You'll get slapped silly. Learn from the OGs, respect what you're shown. Real stand-up guys like Sonny Mazzone and Joey Merlino. We bring beef like Gino, steak out at your house with a hitter named Nino. I know the gutter real well. My dudes coming through with that gunpowder smell. If you can't tell, I enjoy hell. G's moving silent, you'll never hear me yell. Stand up guys rise, no disguise, we in the place. Thick ass thieves, nobody is safe. Reality rap, don't test the waters. Code of the streets, you gotta follow orders. Stand up guys rise, no disguise, we in the place. Thick ass thieves, nobody is safe. Reality rap, don't test the waters. Code of the streets, you gotta follow orders. Knock around guys, wise to the Av ways, better than most. Even on my bad days, meetings in cafes, strip clubs and bars. At any time it's rock and roll, but we don't have guitars. Fuck fancy cars, I'm low-key in the beat. Know a couple young boys who stay with the heater. Need a chick like Drita, Rob Paul to pay Peter. You couldn't walk in my shoes, not even half a meter. Young Yo, Lord Willin, Jeff Canarsie, Mob Talk Radio. Check it out. Yo, we stay quiet like Russell Buffalino when things will get ugly like Pesci's death in Casino. Who do we know? No one, nobody. But we're all well respected like Della Croce and Gotti. I know wild nights, Havana nocturne. Light up a cigar and watch your spot burn. You'll get patty whacked, I'm tough like Irish dock workers. Run with guys, hooligans and block lurkers. Corner berserkers, street savvy soldiers. You owe, you better pay. Don't make me say I told you. Told you don't betray, I say what I mean. Providence and Brooklyn all the way to the Bean. I'd rather be unseen, like Vinny the Chin. I don't gotta go to Vegas to see cities of sin. Pull the pin, drop bombs like Danny Green. I write homicide like the murder machine. Lansky Luciano, mastermind the racket. Up in the clam house with a million in my jacket. Move around when the streets get darker. Pay homage to real bosses like Gambino and Patriarcha. Mob talking, but you don't talk to the mob. Lord Will and Jeff Canarsie, we stay on our job. This is Mob Talk, straight from the streets. Mob Talk, the life over beats. Lord Will and Jeff Canarsie, bringing you the real. Kill all rats, you already know the deal. This is Mob Talk, straight from the streets.
And now it's time for Mob Talk Radio with your host, Jeff Canarsie.
What's going on, everybody? Do me a solid. Welcome to the show. I'm Jeff Canarsie. It's going to be a little loud. So if you can do me a solid, if you can hit the number 1, just to let me know that you guys can hear me. And we'll go ahead and get started. I'll give you a rundown. All right, I'm seeing some ones. I'm not going to run through the chat and say hello to everybody. Hello to Andrea, of course, the Canadian wife. We got to say hello to her. Easy Champion, my boy in Philly. Everybody else in here. I think Gorky's in here. Medit's in here. Mario, Pat, Donald, Barry. I've seen everybody. So hello to everybody. Hello, Joy. Joy Faraci. I love Joy. Everybody loves Joy. You cannot not love Joy. You're in Serbia. What the fuck? Don't you go to bed? So yeah, this could be this could here we go. Not yet, Dean. So here's the deal. First things first. There's been some stuff going on this week that personally I find disgusting. There was something said yesterday about a friend of mine named Joey Merlino, and we're going to address that tonight. And I'm not holding back. So if you don't like it, if you got virgin ears, cover them tonight, because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the back and forth, the wafflers, and all of that shit. So I'm going to address some shit that was said, number 1. Number 2, I am going to address the war between Michael Franzese and Joey Merlino, but my opinion is going to be a little different than people think. Then I'm going to drop the link, and if people want to come on and talk about it, they can. But the first fucking thing I'm going to do, since Gene Burell wants to make threats, I have a nice little video for him, and I don't think he's going to like it. So that's what we're going to do first. It's about 14 minutes. I apologize for the length that it is, but once I fucking go postal, it's over with, and I just start spewing. That's what we're going to do today. That's what we're going to do. So last time we tried to play a video, we had a problem. So if you guys cannot hear, and I'm hoping to get to Florida, by the way, I'm hoping to get to Florida tonight. If you guys cannot hear it, you have to let me know in the chat, like immediately. So with that being said, we're going to start with Gene Burell. Then we're going to come back and we're going to work our way to somebody who called Joey a rat. Because Joey ain't no rat. At all, under no circumstances, and people get loose with that word. So let me try to pull this video up. Remember, guys, if you cannot hear this, let me know in the chat immediately. And welcome to Mob Talk Radio. Excuse me. I am Jeff Canarsie. And I was not going to do this today. I really wasn't going to do any of this. However, it gets to the point where people are so stupid and say the dumbest shit, you kind of got to call them out. And Gene Burell, you're not very bright. You're probably the slowest person I've ever seen in my life. You don't learn. But you're going to learn today. So in case you're unfamiliar with what I'm talking about, he issued some threats that he was going to smack around somebody if he ever sees them in Florida. Gene, you're never going to smack anybody. You always smack people with long hair and tits. That's what you fucking do. That's all you're capable of doing. That's all you ever did. So let's enjoy our intro.
Bum, 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 bum. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Make him the cutest that I've ever seen. Give him 2 lips like roses and clover. Then tell him that his lonesome nights are over. Sandman, don't have nobody to call my own. Please turn on your magic beam, Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Bum 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 bum. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Make him the cutest that I've ever seen. Give him the word that I'm not a rover. Then tell him that his lonesome nights are over. Sandman, I'm so alone, don't have nobody to call my own. Please turn on your magic beam, Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Bum 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 bum. Mr. Sandman,
yes?
bring us a dream. Give him a pair of eyes with a come hither gleam. Give him a lonely heart like Pagliacci, and lots of wavy hair like Liberace. Mr. Sandman, someone to hold.
Bitch, nigga, snitch, nigga, hoe, nigga, 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 bitch, nigga. I can smell a bitch, nigga, a mile away. Type of nigga so bitch, he should put bitch made on this license plate. From that real shit, you bitch niggas play hide and seek. Me and bitch niggas, we don't conversate. Bitch niggas love saying real niggas tryna hate. But no, nigga, I'm a real nigga, I had to back away. You got feel in your heart, so you cooperate. I can't say how bitch niggas operate. You's a bitch, your mom know you a bitch. Your girl, you know you a bitch. I don't know how she suck your dick. Pause. You got caught some shit with your best friend in your clique. Y'all got caught in the lick. Everybody went down cause you snitched. Oh, whoever raised you ain't do a good job at that. Whoever raised you need to get slapped. Karma is a bitch and she gon' get you nigga just like that. Cause once a bitch, nigga, always a bitch. Fact, bitch, nigga, snitch, nigga, hoe, nigga, bitch, nigga, snitch, nigga, hoe, nigga, bitch, nigga, snitch, nigga, hoe, nigga, bitch.
Respect my Franzese, I respect Sammy Guevara, I respect Alman Cicali. But they're older, I'm younger. I'm 39 years old, I'm in sick shape, and I still fight. I'm telling you, I'm not asking nobody to come on my show. I'm sick of this guy running his mouth like he's a stand-up guy, all this. I'm telling you, I'm in Tampa. When he comes to Tampa, Joey Molino or his fat little friend, and I see them, I'm assaulting them. It's that simple. Okay? I promise you that. I'm not just talking. If I run into them in Tampa,
welcome,
my word,
Fantasy
I'm
Island.
assaulting them.
And that's the problem with this idiot. That's the problem. If anybody says, oh, he wasn't chased out of Queens, he wasn't. He wasn't chased out of Queens. These are teenagers. Teenagers chased him out of his own neighborhood. Big tough guy. Big tough guy you are, Gene. So let's just put this to bed right now. Number one, you're trying to be relevant in a world which you never fucking were and never fucking will be. Gangsters don't beat and abuse women. You do, and most of the rat loser people you hang with have. You all have that in common. And this is why you're all half-assed threats against real men are laughed at. The only beating you dole out or ever have doled out in your life is on defenseless fucking women. Those are facts. Paperwork proves it. It's one of the most cowardly acts a man can do, but you're not a man. Neither are your low-life counterparts that you associated with. Anybody who puts a hand on a woman is a fucking low-life. Remember how tough he says he is? Well, he wasn't so tough when teenagers ran him out of Queens, was he? Big tough guy ran from children. So I cannot expect him to be really serious about the threat of assaulting anybody, let alone Joey Merlino. And the reason why you won't assault Joey is because he doesn't have long hair and tits. And those are the type of people you like to beat on, defenseless women. And you have to ask yourself, how much motherfucking brain damage does a guy have to usher threats to people who could literally cough and they would find your fucking body chopped up and placed in 10 different fucking cities? You had better be glad that a real man looks at you and laughs at you and ain't the guy that the newspapers and the feds say he is. All you do is run your fucking mouth because you were a fucking nothing in the streets. A door opener, an ass kisser, an errand boy, and a bitch. The same exact errand boy who, when he got pinched, couldn't talk quick enough. You ask around in Howard Beach, when your name comes up, people laugh. They laugh at you, Gene. How does that feel? How does that make you feel? You robbed old women. That's all you ever did. If it wasn't for Ronnie, who you dimed out and made up lies about, they would have found you in a lump of your own shit and piss. Because from what I understand, you don't like to bathe or wash your clothes and never have. You should be lucky that organized crime has changed. Because lowlifes like you used to get tossed off a pier with 6 in the back of their head. Your value as a human being is 0. You're a lowlife, a woman beater, and a mental case. You bring no value to this world and you never have. None. You have an impulse problem. You're a self-absorbed liar. You're a narcissist who honestly thinks he was a gangster. You're a bitch boy. Go do this, go do that. And most of the time, you couldn't even do that right, from what I understand. Any man who has to rely on other men to validate his existence has a little bit of Liberace in them. How are you at tickling those ivories, Jeannie? You good at the piano? You consistently make fun of the way other people look. And that's odd to me because you look like a Puerto Rican whore crossed with a blowfish who has a hydrocephalic head. That's how you look. You can barely speak English, but that's probably because those big-ass collagen lips get in the way. But I'm sure that makes you very popular in South Beach, where I hear you like to frequent. But let's not get too personal. Asshole bleaching is only so much fun, right, Gene? So listen, let me give you some really good advice. Unless you want to go back to prison, and unless you want to become someone's bitch again, yeah, we've all heard those stories and, those allegations, maybe you should just stop while you're ahead. Your threats are funny because we all know you're not going to lay a hand on anything unless it's a girl. The only reason why you're poking at people is because they represent what you can never, ever be, what you could never, ever achieve. And that is manhood. See, real men, they take a pinch. They do their time. You, first time out, you couldn't put the Kool-Aid on your lips quick enough, pal. You're condescending in every way. And I know you have the IQ of like -3, so let me explain that college word for you. Condescending means having or showing feeling of patronizing superiority. I know superiority is a big word for you too. You're not superior to anybody or anything. In fact, you're quite the opposite. So in other words, monkey face, you think you're better than everyone, but in reality, you're lower than a snake's ball bag. Stop trying to gain clout from people who laugh at you. Stop pretending to be some tough guy when you're not. Stop running your motorboat lips and find a hobby. Might I suggest cross-dressing to match those lips? You might be popular. One never knows. It really must hurt. It's really got to bother you that men who took a pinch, who have the respect of his own community, can actually walk in his community and people loved him. Whereas 10 seconds back into your hood and you got run off by children. Pulling a knife out, you were so terrified by teenagers. Congrats. You amounted to nothing in your life. So move it along and let the adults talk, Gene. YouTube is for adults, not short bus children. Because that's what you are. You're a short bus rider. Stop talking about it, and for once in your life, try being about it. But we all know you can't. All we hear is a little doggy barking with no bite. So shut the fuck up, keep it moving, and stop clout chasing real men. That says more about your insecurities as a man than anything else. And that's just the bottom line, because it's the fucking truth. And that's all there is to it, because I say so. All right. So there you go. Of course, my phone is blowing up while I'm doing this. All right. So I'm going to move past that. Let me just remove that. I'm going to drop the link for 2 people or 3 or 4, and I'm going to get into my next issue because I see everybody in the chat talking about it, and we are going to talk about it, believe it or not. Okay, so let me just drop this really quick. And I see everybody in the chat has an opinion on what's going on, but I want to address one thing first. What I have an issue with is the rat thing. Okay, let me explain something. The people on YouTube have very different variations of this. And here's the thing. You have traditionalists who believe in the code going all the way back. Okay. So for the sake of what we're talking about, if you testify against other people to get yourself out of going to prison and you get yourself a deal with the FBI, you are a fucking rat. There is no ifs, ands, or buts around that. Okay. That's number 1. Number 2, if you have a traditionalist viewpoint, talking to a reporter or writing a book makes you, in the eyes of the streets, a rat, whether you like that or not. However, I'm going to bring up this one fucking caveat with all of you. I see you in the back. Just give me a minute. I see you dealing with your hair. The one caveat, okay, so that I want everybody to understand where I'm coming from on this specific topic. If Joe Bonanno, when he wrote a book, he got thrown out of the mob. That made it even worse for him. If you are a hardcore traditionalist, then that simply means you believe in the old code. Doesn't matter what I think, doesn't matter what anybody on YouTube thinks or believes. Okay? But the reality is there are people that live with a certain code their whole entire life. They believe if you talk to a cop, you're a snitch. They believe if you give an interview, you're a snitch. There's people that are going to say Joey is a snitch because he does a podcast. I understand all of that. I understand all of the perspectives. However, somebody called Joey a rat because he read an email on his show. Well, I think people who read emails are rats. That's a rat move. Meanwhile, the person then shows messages, text messages. Joey's not a rat because he read an email. He was proving a point. Now, if everybody wants to get it, Jesus, I got a whole bunch of people in the back. Hold on a second, guys. Now, as far as this, was Sonny Franzese a rat, in my opinion? No, not at all. But did he talk to a book writer? Did he tell her things about things? Yes. And in the streets, they look at that a certain way. Doesn't matter what I say. That's how they see it. Now, I'm going to bring up this second point. If your son, uncle, cousin, whatever the fuck it is, lover, is an informant, you are ostracized by your community. That is traditional organized crime. Okay? Now, if Joey has the opinion that Sonny Franzese is no better than Michael because he still accepted him even though he was an informant, he's entitled to that opinion. But if you're going by a traditional belief, then that's the way it is. Whether people like it or not, that's the way the streets see it. What I think, what you think does not fucking matter. None of this matters. The only thing that matters is what the streets think. All right, I've got a whole bunch of people here. Hello, everybody.
What's going on, Jeff?
Oh, yeah, listen, you know how it is. So listen, I've whoever's got their YouTube on, mute it.
I think that's my shit. My bad.
It's okay.
Hi.
Oh, Guess who that's from, Chris? Guess who's listening? Anyway, hello, Andrea. How are you?
Oh,
Okay.
fantastic.
I listen. Here's my thing. Too many people. Okay, I'm booting him. God damn.
Somebody's got like video going or something I can hear.
Yeah, somebody's got. Is it me?
Probably.
Who's got their YouTube in the background going?
I don't.
Weird.
I can't even hear you, Chris.
Yeah, I can't hear Chris, but Dean isn't in the chat anymore, and now that sound's gone.
Hold on. Chris, unmute your mic. Go out and come back in. All right, hold on a second. Oh, anyway. Chris, I dropped the link again. Go out and come back in. Dean, how are you?
Same old shit. What's up with you, Jeff? How you doing?
Well, I'm not in a good mood.
Oh, hi, Dean.
I just think that people shouldn't use that word like that for reading an email. And I think that that's somebody who continues to involve themselves in grown men drama for clicks and views. Mm-hmm. Dean, do you have any viewpoints?
Actually, as a matter of fact, I do.
I thought so.
And I'm being honest. I've been actually holding this shit back for like 3 weeks on the strength of our friendship. I ain't really want to say nothing, but I never understand that people that never did shit got the nerve to be popping shit. Like, you never did nothing in these streets. Nobody don't know you, never heard of you. So what gives you the right to pop shit about somebody and do stupid shit and say stupid shit like that, man? Like, that shit is dangerous as hell, man, to be doing shit like that. That's a mad reputation you playing with, man. And I just think that they never been in situations that serious when you saying shit like that. And that's why I think they use that word so loosely. Because where I come from and you use that word and that shit ain't right, Jeff, you become the target now.
Right.
And I always thought Lee Cole was a cocksucking piece of shit. Like, ever since the last time y'all talked, that's why I really didn't want to fuck with the live. Because I just think he's a fucking asshole. And if he ever came to my house pulling that shit, he would have went in a bag. And I'm being dead serious. That man had a family and you showed up at his door. I don't give a fuck what nobody do. Don't fuck around with a mad family.
Okay, does this have... Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Dean. I thought you were finished.
No, go ahead.
Does that have to do with somebody getting doxxed over the weekend?
No.
Oh,
it's just
okay.
Some ongoing bullshit that should have been said fucking months, probably years ago. But, you know.
Yell, Chris. I can't hear you.
Chris, I can't hear you either, yo.
Is your mic turned off?
How about now?
Yay!
There you go. I guess I turned it off by accident. What's up, man?
No, I think the thing is, like, well, let's be honest. Joey had a relative that was an informant, okay? And they never spoke to him ever again because they don't believe in that. So the argument from people is that Joey was out of line for saying that Sonny Franzese was no better than his son because he continued to have a relationship with him. And I can understand certainly why somebody would feel that way if they're old school.
Yeah.
And people only seem to want to apply their anger and rage when it suits them. You can't have it to the left, to the right. It's either yes or it's no. But at the end of the day, my opinion does not fucking matter. Yours doesn't matter. What the street says, what the street says. So my point is, why on earth do we have somebody calling somebody an informant because he read an email and then 3 seconds later is showing messages between people? Who tape records people?
Yeah, that's not an informant, man. I mean, it's just a pure hypocrisy, like you said. I mean, the guy you're referring to secretly tape recorded conversations, but then he's going to say Joey's a rat for sharing a text message. First of all, the text message Joey showed, he doesn't know the guy at all. He doesn't know the guy anything who sent the message. And depending on the context of the conversation or the text messages, it's not a bad thing. If you're talking between friends and about something personal that should be kept between two people, okay. But some complete stranger hitting you up about something that you don't give a shit about, there's nothing wrong with saying
Well,
what's in the text
Joey never showed a thing. He was just showing you that somebody contact. He was just reading off his phone. Like, that's not, how is that a rat move? A rat move is tape recording people.
It's
You know what I mean?
And
I just,
the source though too. It's just he's just an idiot.
Well, yeah, I know, I agree, and I think that it just gets to the point where people are so self-absorbed with views and clicks, they don't give a shit what comes out of their mouth.
Yeah.
Nope, never did.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so I told you earlier that I popped into that Mafia roundtable.
Yeah.
I don't know who the person is that was speaking, but he was going off about Joey Merlino being a rat and how great Michael Franzese is and how great Jeff Nadeau is. And I'm like, what planet are you on? So I'm typing in the comments and I just, yeah, it's kind of funny. Like, it's the, what is it? Pot calling the kettle black? Like,
a little
really?
bit. A little bit.
And just so much drama, and you're only saying it to create more drama and create more people talking and subscribing and liking, and yeah.
The guy's channel you're on was a rat, so he doesn't like that Joey's going after all these rats, so he's trying to like kind of team up with other rats to try to defend themselves. That's all it is. And it's pathetic. And I'll tell you what, I mean, I don't go in there, but every now and then I take a peek, and in that guy's chat for the past week and a half, 2 weeks, his own people, half of his own people in the chat are telling him he looks foolish. He's like, stop talking about Joey, do your own content.
Is but that Dominic Cicali?
Yeah. He's
is that like, his name?
Yeah, Don Cicali. He embarrasses himself. He doesn't care.
You have a lot of fans, Andrea.
Hi, Cletus. How are you?
So this is going to sound crazy coming from me, but I want to make a point. Is if you have a hardcore traditionalist belief, okay, that if you write a book, if you talk, if you do this, then you are what you are. How is that any different if an informant writes a book? It's the same thing. Yeah, so for me, you cannot chastise, I don't know, Bill Catolo for writing a book, but then Sonny Franzese wrote a book talking about shit. What's the difference if you have a traditionalist viewpoint? And that's all I'm saying. If it's tradition and you believe that way, then him making that statement is what he believes in. And I think he has more authority to talk about tradition than any of these fuckers on YouTube, including myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the thing is, like, in that chat, I mentioned that, well, he wrote a book. How's that any different? And then these people were firing back. No, he didn't write a book. He didn't write a book. He sat down. There was some girl that was asking him questions that wanted to write a book on him. Well, it's still his book. I mean, he still okayed it. He still gave the information to write the book. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, to each his own, whatever. But it's just
like I always say, it doesn't matter what my opinion is. I'm not in the streets. I'm not a gangster. I'm an average guy. That's what the streets say. Doesn't matter what anybody really thinks at the end of the day. Yeah. But like to come out and get into a spat over two grown men who obviously have an issue with one another, and then to monopolize that by laying that word on somebody just to get attention is about as pathetic as it gets. And it's wrong. It's absolutely fucking wrong. And these are the same people, because I'm going to clear this up again. Anthony Center is not an informant. Those bodies that they were digging for, first of all, they were looking for weapons, not bodies, number one. Number two, does anybody understand how the fucking legal process works? They don't give you a deal until they find a body. Why would he wait 36 years to talk? I would have talked from day one if that's what you're going to do.
Yeah.
So it's like, once again, they put out a short saying, oh, it has something related to those bodies. We'll see. It has nothing. So at what point is the shit you're spewing just for views and likes? It's like the Jerry Springer of fucking YouTube. That's what it is.
It's always been bad. It's getting worse. Well, you got to remember. I mean, you got to consider the source. These are the same people that thought Sam Giancana was Carlo Gambino.
Don't get me started on that. KXTA, thank you very much. So listen, if Joey wants to have an opinion, he can have an opinion. If people don't like his opinion, they're entitled not to like their opinion. That it's as simple as that. But that doesn't, me holding up a sheet of paper going, I am moving to Canada tomorrow. You can stay in a shack near a lake. There's a lot of bums, but you'll like it. You like toothless bums. Okay. That's not a rat move. That's sharing information. But then when you turn around and you say, oh, it's a rat move if you read off an email or show a text, and then you do it.
Right.
Do you not see the hypocrisy in that?
Right. And again, it's pure. Well, that's what they do. They're hypocrites. They're not smart enough, you know. And like I said, your example of like I'm moving to Canada. That's why I say it depends on the context of the text. Like,
right.
Joey talking about a text from a stranger he doesn't know, wasn't hurt, like wasn't putting anybody in jail, wasn't informing on someone about their crimes. So it's just pure stupidity that he would do that, and just pure hypocrisy.
I think Finn Freak just said it right there, and that's my thing. I think that if that person really believed Joey was a rat based on an email, I don't think he would say that, number one. And number two, it's by design for clicks and views to get attention. I get it. I understand that principle, but it's just, you know, I don't know.
He's still a cocksucker.
So I'm going to address it from the same token. If you have a hardcore traditional belief about doing interviews and writing books, you also have a traditional belief about staying out of the spotlight. No, just Marla, I 100% agree with you. I know what she's getting at. If you have a hardcore belief, correct, you shouldn't probably be on YouTube. She has a great point. And Marla, yeah. I agree with you. I fully agree with that. But people do what they want to do. Is that my belief? If that were me, would I be doing that? No. But that's his choice. Welcome to 2023.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But she raises a great point. 100%. Right. The reason why I brought that up is to show I'm not a hypocrite, because I totally agree with what she says. But so I understand the backlash that's coming back that direction. Yeah. Totally warranted. Totally get it. Like when Franzese says, well, you're XYZ, but here you are on YouTube. I get it. It's a fair thing to say. So they're just going to agree to disagree, I suppose. But I wish that other people would just stay the hell out of it.
I can just throw something in there right quick.
Play. Do what, Dean?
I can just throw something in there. I don't find nothing wrong with that shit he doing. He ain't talking about nobody else's situations. He talking about himself and the shit he been through. So I don't really see what's the big deal about that shit. He ain't talking about Dean. He ain't talking about Jeff. He talking about shit that people said and lied on him and the jail time he did. And I just feel like he just telling us stories, basically. That's about it. I don't really got no beef with he doing. His gambling tips is shitty as hell, but other than that,
thanks. I can't wait for my phone to go off now. Who's that guy, Dean? Where does he live?
But nobody's doxing anybody tonight.
No, I don't. I've never doxed anybody.
No disrespect, Joey.
But at the same time, I think another relevant comment would be there are different plateaus and stations in life, right? Is it really worth all that nonsense? To me, no. Mm-hmm. But listen, the guy is who he is. He's going to say what he wants to say. And I think, I don't know, it just really pissed me off that somebody said that, because I think it was a cheap shot. I think it was a hypocritical thing to say. And I just think that, I don't know. I don't like it. And listen, I could have handled that a different way. And I could also be a hell of a lot more nasty than I'm being, but it is what it is. You know, you shouldn't say that about people.
And the guy saying it like he was all up Joey's butt. I mean, he's using Joey's content. saying he like, you know, even liking how Joey's going after rats. So if you're all up his ass and, you know, backing him up that he goes after rats, why are you turning around and trying to trash him then?
Yeah,
you know,
it's attention seeking, and that's fine because I have a bad feeling he's going to get attention and not in the kind of right way that he wants it. You got to remember something. And I don't care what anybody tells you. You are not fucking with a punk, and you're not fucking with somebody you want to fuck with on any level. Any of these people. It just, you know, everybody thinks they're comfortable in their house. And I'm not saying anybody would ever do anything because I don't think that they would. But that's the guy you don't want attention from for a lot of different reasons, you know, and because I am friends with him, I'm going to defend him. And I think that was a cheap shot. And I think he should apologize or at least come to some reconciliation that he does shit that's worse than what Joey did reading an email.
Yeah.
That's just my 2 cents.
That's for sure. It's like I always said, he tries to be play Machiavelli, but he's not good at it.
I never liked that piece of shit, yo, for real.
Well, everybody's entitled to their opinion.
I just want to hear Dean say cocksucker again.
Look at that. I think Dean's going to hear that word an awful lot here in the next week.
Yeah, I know. Shit's crazy, man. I'm being for real. I actually called out of work for this shit just to be here, yo.
You called out of work, bro?
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Let me address this. Franzese said flatly Joey wouldn't say it to his face. You want to bet?
He absolutely would.
Oh, I'll put money on that.
Absolutely would.
Come on.
Yeah.
Man.
Tuna raises a good point. Michael's the biggest and most successful opportunist there is in the world. Absolutely. Listen, they're all flocking to Joey's cock because he's popular. Because he's a good-looking guy. He's charismatic. He says how he feels. He's not afraid of nobody, right? So they have to flock to him. Now, do I believe that Michael knew nothing about somebody reaching out to Joey? I don't believe that for a fucking second. I think that kid knew what he was doing. I think Michael knew about it. But because he got the reaction he didn't like, now he wants to backtrack. And listen, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah, but that's what Michael does. He constantly backtracks. Constantly. Like when I first started watching his channel and he, you know, kept being like, I'm not a rat, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, you are. Like you're on YouTube and you're telling stories about, you know, Fight Club. We don't talk about Fight Club. So like, what are you doing?
Franzese just doesn't like being called what he is. Fucking rat. Him trying to make him seem like he's mad about his father. Fucking right. The little bastard didn't even go to his dad's funeral. Well, and that's my point. It's selective outrage. This is, listen, if anybody talked about my father, I'd go ballistic anyway. But I was close to my father, right? He did nothing for his father. Nothing. He gave the feds information about his father. He didn't want his father to get out of prison. He wrote a letter stating, do not let him out.
Did his father not put a hit out on him?
No, his father told the mob they could kill him. Go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah. They thought he might have been like ripping them off, not giving them kicking up as much money as he was making. So they had a meeting and, you know, his father said, hey, if you stole from you, then do what you got to do.
Yeah.
I don't think Joey was an opportunist in that moment. I think Joey was pissed because he doesn't associate with informants, number one. And that's not an opportunist. That's an exclamation point followed by a toilet flush. That's all that was.
What the fuck would they have to talk about anyway, though?
Right. And why is Michael still talking about it then?
The thing
because
is,
he needs more subs.
Nah, he's just the thing is when Joey first went on, Sammy and Michael were both very nice about Joe. Oh yeah, he has an invite on my show whenever he wants. I wish him well, blah blah blah. And when Joey hears that, he pissed in their Cheerios saying, I won't go on your show, you're fucking rats. So now that they got called out on their invite because he won't associate with them, Now they're trying to flip the script and go after him, and it's just, I don't know, it's just spinning bullshit.
You know what's funny to me is, oh, Sammy and I are close friends. He murdered a 17-year-old boy.
Well, and then Franzese said, I don't care what Sammy did in the past.
Oh, no.
That's in the past.
No. But Michael doesn't want to talk about the kid that drowned in his pool of a drug overdose, does he? Doesn't want to talk about that shit. Avoids that like the fucking clap.
Yeah. I mean, Michael has so much respect for his father and is all in awe of his father, yet he wore a wire against him. So how can you get all upset about your father? He's such a great guy. Respect the hell out of him. You wore a wire against your own father.
Fish says good point, but the fact remains Joey is on RatTube or whatever. Well, you're right. I can't argue that. I can't say to you, no, he's not. You guys are all seeing a fucking ghost. Yeah. But it is what it is. And I don't know. I don't understand. Like, everybody likes subs, likes views. I understand that. But at what point are you just doing it for attention and being a cocksucker while you're doing it?
That's because nobody wants the truth.
Well, that's true.
Nobody don't want the truth.
Yeah.
You know, and the fucked up thing about the Alan Kaiser murder was that they didn't even charge him with it. The FBI knew for a decade, didn't even tell his family. And then they called him John Doe in the newspapers because he was a minor. And the family for a decade didn't know what happened to their son. 10 years later, oh, by the way, Sammy did it. Yeah. And he shot him in the back of the head. Mistaken identity. But then Sammy comes online, and you know what he has the balls to say? The kid was a junkie, ran towards the car.
I heard that story on his podcast. Bullshit.
Why would you say that?
Like victim shaming 101.
Piece of shit.
Yeah. And then the family tried to go after him for Son of Sam laws, but he was able to hide his money.
Oh, the FBI just sucking his cock. That's all. That
100%. 100%.
You got half the cocksucker there, Andrew.
I was listening to, I can't remember what podcast it was, but they interviewed, is it John Gleason? He was one of the prosecutors in the Gotti case.
Yeah.
And it got brought up. The podcaster asked him about Sammy Gravano. And basically it boiled down to, like, they had such a hard-on to put Gotti away because he had, beaten them a few times, that they kind of were just like, well, we'll just, like, brush off all this shit Sammy Gravano's done and, he'll do this small amount of time. Like, to find out that he killed that kid just makes me sick to my stomach.
It's disgusting. Yeah. Fuck. It's just disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's... it's one of those things where I don't glorify the bullshit. People think I do. I think people who actually listen to my podcast know I have a different feeling about that. Yeah. But it is what it is. This is what they do. But when you kill a child, then you're devoid of humanity in every stretch of the imagination. Yeah. You kill the guy you were blowing in Brooklyn. You don't want nobody to know you were,
Are you telling me that Sammy was a cocksucker?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Yeah, he was.
I didn't until you said something last week, and I was like, what?
His brother-in-law, right, Jeff?
Yeah. His brother-in-law, and then there was a guy that was bartending in Brooklyn.
Oh, okay. I knew that he killed his brother-in-law. I didn't know he was fucking him.
Fucking better, right?
Yep. And it's funny because I said this 10 years ago, and everybody said, oh, he's lying. And a journalist or a book author says, well, yeah, he did. And everybody's like, oh, my God. Like, if I say it, it's bullshit. If somebody you've never heard of who wrote a book says it, oh, it's got to be fucking true now.
Yeah. 3 things.
All right, I don't have the Polaroids.
The 3 things Jeff
Thank God.
Saying, and I'm not throwing your age out there. I'm just throwing mine out there.
I'm 46. You can tell everybody.
I've been listening to him since I was 24. I'm 34 now. And for the 3 things he's been saying.
Now I feel old.
The 3 things he's been saying forever is Michael Franzese shit, that Alan Kaiser shit, and that Sammy Gravano was gay. He's been saying that shit before anybody was saying that shit, yo. Anybody. Anybody.
I've never heard it anywhere else.
He been saying that shit for 10 fucking years, yo.
Now, the interesting thing about Gleason,
he was the judge, right?
Is he was
he was the prosecutor.
Originally, he was a prosecutor. Then he became a judge. Gleason found out during the Gotti trial that Gravano had perjured himself multiple times, had lied. They had the Patsy Conti letter. They had all of this evidence. Al Diarco had come forward. He goes, let me just slide that over here till after they're convicted. Then I'll let them see it. So that guy's a piece of shit too, as far as I'm concerned.
Right?
Yeah.
I know that my buddy Tom will disagree with me on that, but the guy's a piece of shit. Because you don't do that. And even in the Anthony Center and the DeMeo stuff, do you know how much of that shit was nonsense too? I'm not saying that the guy's a saint. I'm not saying that he's coming over to have dinner. I'm just saying there was a lot of stuff that wasn't exactly accurate. You know, not that I really specifically want to know exactly what's accurate either. Your hair looks fine.
Oh, it's just super irritating because I never wear it down because the baby's always pulling it, but I'm not on baby duty tonight.
Hair pulling is good.
Wait,
anyway.
Just to jump off subject, Chris Gorky, yo, what's up? I mean, I called you all fucking day yesterday, yo. I mean,
I sleep in. When I fall asleep, I turn my phone off because I sleep in and it starts beeping early in the morning. Nothing. I was just trying to see if I could get another 2-bedroom joint last minute, but I couldn't do it. So
it's all good. I called him back. I'm like, damn, I don't answer his fucking call one time, and this is the thanks I get. He don't
Gorky Chris likes to text me at 3:00 in the morning when I'm trying to go to sleep.
I'm a night owl. Well, I never know what time you're going to bed. You're up late too.
Yeah, it depends. It depends. Mm-hmm. It really depends on whether I'm pulling my fucking hair out or not.
He's the fastest texter I ever met. Faster than my girlfriend, yo.
I do that with one hand too. Imagine what I can do with two.
Bruh, it's gonna come back pages. Like,
but you know what is bad though? That the voice to text is awful.
Oh,
because our voice.
I'm in a habit of doing that all the time.
Chris, yours is like half retarded, but mine, like the other day, I said, I'm going to blow this guy's head off. And that's not what the text said. And I went send, not realizing that it said, I'm going to blow this guy. All I get back is question marks. What? I'm like,
yeah, right.
Well, yeah, I guess that's what I'm doing today.
I used to
never up with Gravano around the corner. Or you cheating on me?
Now you probably have to get on a stool for that. He's kind of short.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably 7 inches, 8 inches taller than him.
Oh my God.
And I'm only 5'10", if I'm lucky.
Oh, I finally went and watched that video of Lee rolling up on him. Oh my God. That was glorious.
Can you imagine? Now listen, Dean, you just behave for 3 seconds while I say this. I don't want to fight with the old man. I don't want to do that. I'm just raising a point. You shouldn't say shit like that. However, can you imagine if Gerard had gotten him out of that car, what would have happened to him?
No, not good.
He'd be doing videos from the hospital bed.
If he made it there.
Angel, look, I finally got my jaw unwired.
Look at what happened to me now, guys. And I'm in the hospital and I got hit in the temple. By the way, hit the like button.
Look, everybody wants to style your hair now. You're quite the popular guest.
Man, fuck all the fucking around, Jeff, man, and bullshitting around, man.
KXT, thank you very much. There was a wiretap between two gangsters. I don't remember their names. One was a gangster telling another the phone, telling him at a restaurant about a woman walking in. I no clue. I probably should know that.
A woman walking in. Oh, like a woman walking in on Gravano?
I don't know.
Is that what he's getting at?
I don't know. Some wiretaps are hilarious, especially the ones when The Sopranos was on. The Jersey Wise guys talking about the show was hilarious.
Yeah. I'm this guy, you're that guy.
Look at you with your Riggy. Do you ever not wear that?
He loves John.
Nah, I don't. Especially around the crib. Nah, I don't.
Yeah. So, Dean, we're good to go next week, right? I'm picking you up.
Yeah, we straight.
All right, cool. The place I'm staying at,
can I address this? Okay, I already addressed this, Johnny, so I'll address it again. And I know where this was said. It was on somebody else. Much better. It was on somebody else's show. Somebody said that I said on my podcast, and all three of you listen to my podcast, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And I said on my podcast that Joey gave me $500,000 for the Flanagans.
What?
Yeah. I
Now,
don't
let
know
me
where-
ask everybody who's really fucking smart. How on earth could Joey give me money when Joey was in prison and on trial?
Yeah, they're not.
That's just too hard for them to. It's too hard of a concept.
And listen, the truth of the matter is, what happened is somebody went and messaged him and asked him, is that true? And he said, absolutely not. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I never said that. These people make that up and say that I said that. So if I said that, please stop lying and play the WAV file of me saying it.
Yeah.
I never said that.
They're wishing you did say it so they have something to go at you about. You know, it's like, but that one was really out there. They're idiots.
Wow.
Like, oh, that's nice, Gianni.
Yeah. So no, I never, no, Joey's never given me money for anything, nor would I ask him.
Oh, hi.
Oh my gosh.
That guy. What's
My
up,
son.
man?
This is little Dean the third.
Oh, hi, little Dean.
Dino 3.
Dino 3.
He was there from the beginning, Jeff.
Yeah.
There you go.
He been here from the beginning, you know.
Now I know what KXTA is talking about.
Fill us in.
And I'm trying to remember who it was.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, he's talking about what? Oh, you're talking about Philly KXTA. That's what he's talking about. The hit on Cingolini.
Oh man, yeah, I know exactly which one he's talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. James Ferry says, I've never heard you mention anything. Why would I need to? See, this is when you have a production, right? You have the money guy, then you have the management guy. And if Joey had given me $500,000, I'd be in Costa Rica.
I was just spending the night at your fucking apartment.
I thought you were coming to.
Well,
that's
I'm coming
the
soon.
email I heard you read.
Well, that's kind of what I'm planning. Yeah. But no, why would I even say he gave me money? Like, people make shit up, they invent shit, and it's like, if I said that, please put that out. Here we go. If someone could put it out that I said that with my voice saying it, I'll give you $500,000 myself. I have to rob a fucking bank, but I'll do it.
Now they're going to try to dub your voice and shit.
Yeah, they're going to use AI.
Yeah, artificial intelligence. Just like the Frank Sinatra song Gangster's Paradise.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me
that
started.
shit had me crying.
That horrible fucking song. Do you hear that?
You have that right there.
I've never heard that.
As
I
I
walk
that
through
shit
the
funny.
valley of the shadow of death, I take a look in my life and realize there's nothing left. 'Cause I've been blasting and laughing for so long that eating my mama things on my mind is gone, and I ain't never crossed a man who didn't deserve it. Me be treated like a pawn.
Okay, I can't. I just can't do it. I can't do it. Thank you. Wait, I'm gonna read this wrong. Rick Stigent, $20 super sticker. Thank you very much. Yes, people are that bored, Rebecca. They are. They are. Oh, I don't care. They can listen. Listen, here's how copyright works. When you play that, they just won't let you monetize it. That's all. I don't get a copyright strike. I get a warning. And you know me, I like to play with fire. You know,
Chris, how long did you stay in that Mafia roundtable?
Oh,
chat
not
today?
long. I just go on YouTube and whatever pops up, I take peeks. Not long because I said what I had to say, and I don't want to be there, but some of the shit that was being said, I just had to say something.
Yeah.
And I went out, and then I saw you were in there, so I went on to respond to you, and then I saw some of the other shit being said, so I said a few more things, and that was it. Only a few minutes, that's it, and I was gone.
Did you see that comment? That guy told me to go kick rocks after I called out Jeff Nadeau for buying subs.
God.
Yeah,
I didn't see that part. No,
I was like, he steals other people's work, and I just like went off because the guy who was like doing the podcast was just like, "Oh, Jeff Nadeau is so great," blah blah blah.
Well,
and
you
I'm
know
like,
that Jeff Nadeau and Dominic Sucker Solly had business together.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they tried to do a Patreon and didn't make any money, so they quit.
Like the Patreon that Jeff tried to do after he quit YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't know that, but that's hilarious.
They got into some sort of disagreement. I don't really know what it was, but yeah, that's how they know people. KXTA, do me a favor, email me at mobtalkradioshow@gmail.com. Remind me of this, and I will try to get you the aggro thing. I don't want to play it on here because I might get in trouble, but I'll send it to you. I know where to find it.
That was hilarious, man.
I wanna listen to those wiretaps. Sorry, going back a bit. I wanna find those wiretaps and listen to those about the Jersey guys and the Sopranos.
They wrote a whole book wrapped
on
around
YouTube.
Okay.
I mean, I remember watching TV, A&E, History Channel, whatever. But you can probably find a lot of that on YouTube.
Wait, Jeff Nadeau's name really should be Lord Farquaad. Oh, okay. It's not very nice or mature to call someone out on how they look, but I just despise Jeff Nadeau's hairdo. Like, who does that guy's hair?
The Three Stooges.
I don't know.
Wow, the Three Stooges are dope, but
right, that's why.
That Dominic or whatever was like, "Oh, people should stop making fun of Jeff and how he looks," and I just kept going off, and it wasn't my finest 5 minutes.
They just all stick together.
Are the Leafs going to win the cup this year?
My Lord.
Absolutely not.
Oh,
Toronto
the fucking Eagles are getting killed.
I don't. Thanks for telling me that. I don't want to hear that.
Oh, they're getting worse instead of better.
So yeah, so I don't know if Lee is angry at what I said earlier or not, but
if he is, he can come on and say something.
I don't think he will.
No.
Listen,
that's okay. I mean, listen, with all due respect, he's entitled to say what he wants.
Yeah.
He is. He's absolutely entitled to that. Do I agree? No. 100% I don't. But try to get attention, kick can enough times, you're going to get it. So.
Listen,
oh man! Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Chris.
You could have been a lot worse. You actually kind of took it easy on him. If this was a year or a couple of years ago, it wouldn't have been this civil, probably.
Well, no, my whole thing is, and I was saying to, I think you earlier, my Canadian person, that maybe it was somebody else. I don't know. I talked to so many people, but I had said I'm just gonna keep it all about a fact, and it wasn't you. It was probably somebody else.
No, I think you did say that, but the first email was like, "Warning, I'm gonna be really fucking loud tonight," and I was like, "Yeah, do
What's
it."
the point? Because here's why. No matter what I say good about myself, people hate me anyway. No matter what bad I say, some people who like me won't like that. So it's the same philosophy here. Is I could tell everybody all day long Michael Franzese molests alligators. They can see a video of him doing that.
Please let that go viral.
But the reality is people could see it for themselves and they still won't believe it. So when you get into this business of sort of debunking people and calling them out, it doesn't really matter. If anything, me saying something disparaging only helps them. You know what I mean? In a weird kind of way. So it's like, it's not a personal thing. I just like, why say something like that? It's an asshole thing to say. I think. Where did I play hockey? East Coast. All over the place. Canada, East Coast, Midwest. There you go. Any of your time playing hockey, what was one of your biggest hits on a player? I got hit from behind and looked down on my skate was backwards. Broke my leg and my ankle in one shot.
God.
Yeah, the best one I ever had, though, the best one I ever did was I was chasing a guy because he slashed me up the other end of the ice, and I chased him to the other end, and he tried to duck around the net, and I jumped over top of the net and swung my stick at his head. Yeah.
Is there any video of your
there are, but I'm not. I can send you some, but
yeah.
I don't want people searching stuff because then it's going to become this. Oh, look at him! He just got his ass whipped in front of like 8,000 people. I got beat up plenty of times.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be a short on somebody's YouTube. Like,
they're gonna find it.
Jeff Canarsie got his ass kicked.
There was one where I went from the penalty box. I got into a fight with a guy, and they let us out of the box. And I went from the penalty box and dove onto the opposing team's bench and started swinging. So
you're like Ty Domi.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm going to tell you what. One time, we were in the playoffs in Philadelphia, and I don't know what possessed me, but I punched this guy in the back of the head just to do it. And the problem is the scrum breaks out. Everybody's throwing punches, and a guy grabbed me by my helmet ear strap and pulled me this way. And when he did, another guy hit me in the face. Let me tell you something. I got up and didn't know what fucking country I was in. My legs were like rubber. Never again.
Well, as long as it's a country that you're not banned from or you're allowed to go to.
Well, no, because you get up and you hear that high pitched whine. Ooh, and you're like, holy shit, where am I? Who am I? And you're like, just saying, just skate to the bench. Everybody will think you're okay if you skate to the bench. That's what you do. And you stick alcohol inhalants up your nose and you're wide awake. And then you go out and play again, which is probably not a bright thing to do.
I concussion basketball, man. I was a skinny little runt, believe it or not.
Thanks, Victor.
Victor said,
No argument there. No argument, Victor.
I couldn't remember, Jeff, if I emailed and told you, because you had mentioned that you played pro hockey. Rod Brindamore is from Campbell River, so he played for Philadelphia for years, and then he ended up Carolina. Yeah. His family is from here, and they're just absolutely lovely.
I always love Rod Brindamore. Always. I didn't like him when he played for the Flyers.
Love me some Roddy.
I didn't like him when he played for the Flyers because I'm a Penguins fan. But he's a great player, a good coach. He's having a hard time coaching right now, but he's a good guy. His nose, my God, goes 7 different directions. Like, that's horrible. Tony Silo wants me to tell you the Eagles game is getting out of control.
It's bad, man.
What's the score of that game?
It's 24-6 with 14 seconds to halftime. I am not a guy that buys into every time something doesn't go right, the games are fixed. But I've never seen such lopsided calls. They're calling everything on in favor of the Cowboys. Jalen Hurts is getting hit late. They don't call it. Dallas just scored. It was a pick play, offensive pass interference right in front of the refs. They don't call it. Like,
I should miss that anything.
This is really questionable.
Well, yeah.
Thank God I'm a New England Patriots fan.
Oh, God.
You got it worse.
Yeah.
We got to win.
I don't want to admit this, but I'm going to. I don't watch American football.
You watch Canadian football. Of course.
Yeah.
Canadian football was fantastic when John Candy owned a team.
You're talking some time now.
John Candy came to Campbell River. He was a big deal.
John Candy is a big deal to me. Always was.
Which team did he own?
Argonauts.
Really?
Yeah, him and the guy that used to own the LA Kings, McNair. Bruce McNair. And then McNair sold the team underneath the Candy, didn't even tell him. And then they found out he had embezzled like $40 million, and
bastard. I hope like something terrible happened in his life.
Do you follow?
No, not really, unfortunately.
Do you follow the Canadian football close?
No, I don't. I'm not Canadian.
Andrew, you?
I can't.
Sorry, what did you say?
Price.
Do you follow the Canadian football close? Do you have,
I used to, but since I have a new baby, we don't even have cable. We have like the internet to watch TV.
Right.
So no, not much lately.
Yeah.
Wasn't Angelo Mosca a fucking wrestler?
No, the reason I ask is because There's a guy who played for the high school that I went to and taught at for a while, and I used to teach this kid.
Oh, shit.
He's like the number one receiver in Canadian football right now.
Sorry, you cut out there, Chris, because I got a notification.
I just said there's a guy who plays in Canada right now. I used to teach him. He went to my high school, and I was a teacher for him a little bit. And he's like the number one receiver in all of Canadian football. His name's Gene Lewis. He plays for Montreal. But,
okay. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, Johnny, from what I understand, it was somebody else that said that. I know where that originated, and I can promise you that's not true. And I'm not going to address. Okay, bye. I'm not going to address me. I'm not going to address anybody that lies. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. So dumb. Oh, I cannot believe we still have almost 300 people sitting in here.
You want to get to the Florida stuff now, or you still going to do it?
Not particularly. It's 9:56. I'm going to cut out of here in another 15 minutes, and I'll have to make. What I'll do is, Dean, what's your next day off?
Thursday.
Thursday we'll come back live, and I'll do Florida.
That's cool.
Sounds good.
You know.
So Dean, be ready. I'm coming. We're coming for you Saturday, right?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. I got you, man. It's all good.
What the hell?
The friggin' place I got I've never seen worse ratings and comments for a place that I ended up getting. Groundwater, rats, cockroaches. Holy fuck. I'm hoping I could just crash for.
Wait, you said rats? No.
You know when you book a place and then you have all the comments from TripAdvisor. I mean, there's not everything's a 1 out of 5 star. Their comments are about. Jeff knows about the place, so if I don't make it out of there alive, you know why?
I can't do it, yo.
Nah, it's all right. Well, that's why I was trying to look for, a 2-bedroom place. Like I had one, then it was like, uh-oh.
So somebody emailed me and wanted to hear a story about being half Irish and half Italian. Did that ever ruffle feathers? And it did with my father, because I've told this story before, but my cousin Georgie was a little slow. And when my father would be at the meetings and the uncles are all talking or whatever, Georgie would always come up with these ideas about let's bomb a dog track, let's rob a dog track, let's give the dogs drugs so they'll slow down, blah, blah, blah. And my father would make fun of him and go, yeah, Georgie, we're going to make you an offer you can't understand. Just right. But at funerals, my father would want to sit in the front row, and for good reason. He called it professional mourning. And he wanted to take bets on which one of my relatives was going to fling themselves on the floor and start screaming first. Because they always did it. And when my Aunt Mary or whoever did it, my father looked at me and go, told you. He loved it. He thought it was hilarious.
Oh,
funeral crashers.
That's funny.
Fin Freak, I'm not Jewish. First of all, do you realize that Jewish is like a religious thing? Not
a race, you asshole.
Yeah. I'm Irish, Italian, and Catholic.
There you go.
People are so fucking stupid.
So if a person's Jewish, what do you call them? Israeli?
Jewish.
Yeah, but I'm saying if it's a race, not a...
Yeah.
Considering
I think those that are Jewish believe I think they believe they're a race. I have no problem with that, but like, how Jewish? Definitely not Jewish. No. I know it wasn't bad intended. I know it wasn't a slight. I'm not Jewish. I'm Catholic. Definitely Catholic. But if I was Jewish, I'd have the biggest Star of David you've ever seen in your life around my neck.
I put it on my chest.
Yeah.
Like Vin Diesel did in Boiler Room. I mean, Knock Around Guys.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I'm going to identify as a bank. I'm broke right now, so I think it should. Okay. Who clipped Tommy DeSimone? John Gotti, Jimmy Burke, Tommy Agro? My opinion, Jimmy Burke.
Mm-hmm.
John Gotti had nothing to do with that. That sort of gets, I think, distorted.
Folklore.
Yeah. Yeah. Should I do the Florida thing? You guys want to stick around for the Florida thing?
Yeah, I'm actually interested in it. It's up to you. I'm interested.
All right. Press the number 1 in the chat if you want to do the Florida thing. It's not very long. It's like a 5-minute video, and then I'm gonna read the names on the list. That's basically it. The girlfriend left. Okay, so everybody wants to do it. So Dean, sit right where you are.
I'm still here.
And I am going to play the video.
We'll get in a bit.
Lineage is a big thing with organized crime. I mean, we've seen brothers, cousins, father-in-laws, son-in-laws, cousin-in-laws, but I don't think you're ever going to find another pair like the Trafficantes, where succession was actually positive and where a son trumps his father in power and in acumen. Santo Trafficante Jr. is an example of that. His rise, however, and keep in mind, this is not a biography, but his rise, many don't know. It came with a mixed bag. And as we've seen in history, succession can be met with liabilities, and it can be met with disgruntled underlings who want the spotlight for themselves. We know Santo was born in 1914, and by 1938, he's fully entrenched into organized crime. And we know because census records for that year claimed that he was pretty much a lowly grocery clerk. His father, Santo Sr., had taken over control of the Mafia operations going back to the 1930s. But they also had their share of bootlegging wars, murder, and mayhem in the Tampa area. The Bolita lotteries and those rackets were the true powerhouse in the Trafficante crime family. As Santo Jr. was encroaching more and more into organized crime, his father would actually send him to New York City to be taught the ways of the mob by none other than Tommy Lucchese. And as we know, in 1954, Santo Sr. dies at a relatively young age of 68 of stomach cancer, ushering in Santo Jr. as the new boss. But like we said, others didn't specifically see it that way. And as we've seen in other cases, sometimes the apple cart wants changes. And Santo Jr. had been making waves going back and forth to Cuba to establish casinos and drug routes and more. So when Santo Sr. dies, a fringe faction challenged his elevation to boss. The Italiano faction had been around for a long time. Ignazio Italiano was really the first recognized boss of the Mafia in Tampa, which obviously began going back to the days of the Black Hand membership, as it did in most places. And just looking at the date, I believe Ignazio was actually the first front boss in American history of the Mafia by propping up Charlie Wall. Ignazio kept a low profile for the most part until 1928, when he gets caught at the Statler Hotel in Cleveland, which was one of the other meetings that the mob had that a lot of people don't really talk about. As well, at that meeting, Joe Profaci would be arrested, Calogero Sanfilippo, Joe Magliacco, John Mirabella, John Jamosta, and others would be arrested. Not long after that, Ignazio would keel over dead in August of 1930. The Italiano family, which was small but fierce and a fringe faction at the same time, did not want Santo Jr. as the boss. And Dominic Ferraro and Antonio Italiano go to New York City to more or less try to oust Trafficante. And as the old adage goes, they were never seen again. Trafficante was too close to Lucchese, to Luciano, to other powerful members of organized crime, and their business dealings were far too great and too valuable for the old heads to turn around and buckle under any pressure from anybody asking for a change. After that, it was all systems go for Trafficante, who really becomes an established powerhouse in Tampa, and he controls everything. But his stage nationally as a man of power was also front and center. And while we know that Trafficante pretty much leaves Florida wide open, I think it's a safe guess that anyone operating there had to kick back to Trafficante. An open territory means you can come, but you also have to get the permission to do it. And like I said, if you're the guy behind the scenes and you want others to come in there and they want to do what they want, you're getting a kickback. Don't think he didn't. And it almost becomes worth it. Let them be front and center, but it also brings heat. Trafficante really was the bridge between Meyer Lansky, the Mafia, and Batista in Cuba. It's largely because of Trafficante the mob is able to sort of get into Cuba and start doing what they did. Casinos, narcotics, etc. And Trafficante had stepped in the role from his father, and he completely changed the demographic, the ranks, and the power. And while Santo Sr. had power, his son was much more powerful and much more business savvy. But with Florida, we always say open territory, right? But in 1966 through 1970, the government was all over the Mafia in South Florida. They knew who was coming, who they were associated with, where they stayed, and where they were going. The feds had eyes on everything and everyone. And the names on this list are absolutely fucking insane. So let's look at some of the names and what the feds knew. You know, Florida is small, not small like Rhode Island, but the sheer amount of guys from all of the other crime families and from Canada and Italy, all in Florida, is insane. So let's take a look. All right. You guys can hear me, right?
Yes.
All right. So I'm just going to pull up the list. It's like 4 sheets. It'll just take a second. Let me just see if I can. No, do not pull up porn. I'm just kidding. All right. You guys probably can't see it, but I'm going to do the nice thing and read. From the Bonanno crime family, Carmine Galante, underboss, visit South Florida. Mike Sabella, capo, seasonal resident, South Florida. Philadelphia Mafia, Angelo Bruno, boss, Dade County. Peter Maggio, capo, influences Florida. John Simone, capo, resident, Wilton Manor. Phil Testa, capo, visits Dade County. Michael Grasso, non-made member, just an associate, resident, North Miami. From the Buffalino crime family, we have Russell Buffalino, boss, South Florida. From Chicago, Salvatore Giancana, boss, deceased. Anthony Accardo, acting boss, South Florida. John Cerrone, underboss, seasonal resident in Miami. And by the way, they have like addresses and shit to this too. William Alloy, South Florida. Marshall Cafano, South Florida. Mike Dominic DeBella, South Florida, Miami. Let's see, Charlie English, member, visit South Florida. Frank Yulo, resident, Holiday, Florida. John Lardino, South Florida. William Massino, South Florida. Louis Rosanova, former resident of South Florida. Gus Alex, non-made member, Fort Lauderdale. Colombo crime family, Joe Colombo, boss, Florida. Sebastian Alloy, Hallandale. Vincent Alloy, South Florida. Harry Fontana, Tampa. John Franzese, captain, South Florida. Giovanni Mascara, St. Petersburg. Carmine Persico, Florida. I think, hold on, I got to make this. Actually, I got to get rid of this page. Give me 1 second. Almost done. You bastard. How do I get rid of this? Okay. Get rid of that. Okay, let's go to this page. It's really friggin' insane to me how much they really knew. So let me just go here. Let's see, the DeCavalcante crime family. Samuel DeCavalcante, visit South Florida. Frank Cucciaro, North Bay Village. Anthony Russo, Hallandale. Carlo Gambino, boss. They don't say where. Carmine Lombardozzi, South Florida. Joe Paterno, Miami Beach. Anthony Scotto, Miami Beach. Joe Salisi, Fort Lauderdale. Frank Gagliardi, Fort Lauderdale. Anthony Indelicato, North Bay Village. Neil Mancuso, South Florida. Anthony Plate, Bay Harbor Islands, Anthony Asotero, Hollywood, Florida, Vito Genovese, South Florida, Jerry Catania, Boca Raton, Vincent Alloy, Hollywood, Florida, Patsy Eboli, missing person. That's what it says. Michael Generoso, Dade County, Frank Funzi Thierry, Miami, South Florida, Dominic Alongi, Miami. Like, so I could sit here and go on and on and on, but this list is literally 7 pages. And you have all representation from all 5 families, and you also have Italy and Canada. This is South Florida. They're all in South Florida. That is bigger than like some of the crime families in New York City. It's
Where is
insane
the
to me.
paperwork from?
This was an FBI intel from the FBI watching South Florida and picking up all of the names of anybody that was there. Trafficante family, for example, there's like 20 names there, all in Tampa, obviously in Lakeland. Then you got Detroit, Joe Zerilli and Tony Giacalone, Miami Beach, Carlos Marcello. I mean, anybody who was anybody was there. But there's one name on that list I didn't see that surprised me, and that's Meyer Lansky. Because that's the most obvious.
And he had a place there, right?
Yeah. But that was all the information, and it also has addresses of where they lived. So they were tailing everybody. So the next question is, and that was literally from 1960 to 73.
That was going to be my next question.
Because after 73, forget it. Forget it. But that's insane to me because it just goes to show, and it's going to lead me to another reference point. And I'll just say the reference point now. Everybody seems to think that Sammy Gravano, for instance, is the first rat to ever exist, or Joe Valachi or Greg Scarpa. But what people don't realize, or at least people that do this, there's been thousands. I think the number is something like 8,640, right, in this country, to like, I think now 54 in Italy, and in Ndrangheta specifically. So informing is an American thing, believe it or not. And a lot of that's because of the preferential treatment, the plastic surgery, the teeth, the dick enhancements, whatever it is they're into. You know what I mean? But it just goes to show that for everybody that screams, this is supposed to be a secret, it hasn't been a secret since 1886.
Yeah, and that's what they don't realize. It's like, and even getting back, not backtracking to the Sonny thing, I just hate how people think because like a guy like Sonny Franzese was from the old school, that somehow makes him more stand up than a guy today, because they were all ratting back then, no different. So I don't know. But like all those names you're mentioning, was that more just a vacation spot? You know what I mean? Just like
no, they had like their residences, how long they were there, how often they saw them. It is a complete, I hate to use the word diagnostic, but it is a fucking manual.
Right.
And
were they there for business or just a second?
I'm sure there for a lot of different things.
Right.
I mean, vacation, fun in the sun, girls, bars, booze, beatings, extortions, drugs. But let me go back to the Sonny thing because
wait. Assassinations.
Well, yeah, that too. Let me make this point again about Sonny, only because for me, for Chris, for Dean, for the Canadian girlfriend, it doesn't matter what we think. We don't have to live by any sort of imaginary code. We don't, right? But when you are a man and you take that oath to put criminal faction above your own children, your own family, that's the oath you take. You don't do interviews. You don't make movies. You don't go on YouTube. There's all, so it's across the board. But I think from his perspective, Joey's, he sees that as the way he sees that. Maybe there's hypocrisy in that, but You either have to take it all or you can't apply. You can't, what I mean to say is you cannot fucking apply this to the people you like and not apply it to the people you don't.
Right.
It's up and down the fucking line the same.
Right.
Yeah.
And
But
it's also 2023.
this is YouTube, and people like to incorporate that rule when it suits them.
Yep. Absolutely.
Hey Jeff, you know who a name I always like every time something's going down, his name always pop up? Fucking Carmine Galante. This motherfucker be everywhere, yo.
Carmine's one of my favorites.
I'm serious, yo. He be every goddamn where. Canada, Sicily, Florida, New York, every fucking where. Yo.
Well, you know, I'm going to tell you the truth. I think had he not, I don't want to say Vic Catroni dropped a dime, but Vic Catroni wanted him the fuck out of Canada something fierce because he was making too much noise. And he was getting headaches back east in New York because Joe Bonanno was hiding out there. And we all know that Carmine and Joe kind of oil and vinegar. And I think had Carmine not infiltrated every casino he could possibly have sort of infiltrated, it doesn't get thrown out of that country, I think he would have been the guy to push Catroni out of the way a lot sooner than that actually happened. You know, and then I think also I heard something today from a guy I know in Canada, believe it or not. He called me and he told me that, I want to be careful how I say this, they are investigating 5 homicides that are now no longer tied to organized crime from the mob, but tied to a biker gang.
Where is this?
Montreal. Which doesn't surprise me because the Woolley murder was not organized crime. That was something different. What you say in prison comes back to haunt you. To like the hacks, the guards. So that's going to be kind of interesting. But I do think that Galante could have controlled Canada all on his own. And that's the thing. And I was, I don't want to say where, I was in Laval. And I met some people, and I'm going to tell you something. I told everybody this. They are the most closest thing you can get to a movie you've ever seen. And this was years ago before, you know, I got banned from that country.
So what happens, let's say he do take over, what happened with Nick and Vito Rizzuto now?
I think a lot of what you're seeing is posturing. I think a lot, listen, and I don't know how much, you know, the girlfriend knows, but the tobacco on the reservations is a big deal. It's a big money maker, right? That's what got Dino Bravo killed. Okay, amongst other things. And that's what they're vying over. The drug turf is pretty spread out, but that's where your money is. And that's what they're going to fight over. And what you're seeing now is it's not just before it was like Andromeda, Hell's Angels. Now it's little fringe groups, other gangs that like, and I'm not up to my gang shit in Canada, but every little subgroup that there is now all fighting. So it's no longer just Andromeda trying to push out what's left of, you know, the Rizzutos or anything like that. So it's not going to end, you know, until they start. And I'm not going to get into Canadian politics. But here, if a guy murders another guy, he's never getting out of jail. There, and I don't know, it's not, I wouldn't say per capita, but like when I look at the organized crime trials that Canada has, specifically in Montreal, guys are getting 10 years for murder.
We're
like,
so slack here. So slack.
But you have a law that we don't have. You have a gangsterism charge.
Oh.
Yeah, you didn't know that? It
No.
is illegal in your country to be a member of an organization that's criminal.
Oh, well.
In this country, it's not illegal, but then we have RICO laws, which just compound conspiracy. And
that's what makes things like that just seems kind of contradictory with the Canadian laws. Like, why be so weak on murder and only give 10 years, but then have a law like gangsterism that's we're obviously trying to do something about it. You know what I mean? It's just
it's a quick way to give a guy a 5-year charge and get him to talk.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
But like our laws altogether are super slack. Like compared to the states, like I hear about like people going to jail for years for like marijuana possession. Like it just blows my mind. But then we're the like exact opposite. Like, yeah, we're super slack.
So I knew a guy who shall remain nameless, was not a drug dealer. Never really dealt with it, but he had 2 kids. He lost his job, got a DWI. So he decides, in the grand scheme of things, well, I'm going to move 600 pounds of pot and I'm going to drive it from Texas to Virginia. So he gets involved with these guys and they tip off the DEA. And wouldn't you know it, as soon as he hits another state, there go the lights. He got 35 years. 35 years life without.
Jesus Christ.
He only got out. He did, I think he served 27 or 28 years. He only got out because of the clean slate thing. Yeah. Otherwise, he'd have died in prison for selling marijuana. Of all things.
Crazy.
We have marijuana stores. You can go downtown and go to a store and buy marijuana.
Oh, you can do that here now.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can go right around the corner and buy fucking up to an 1/8.
I don't know. I mean, there's some states it's like totally legal. Other states you have to get it like a marijuana.
You could put oregano and pot in front of me. I couldn't tell you which was what unless I smell it. Seriously. Yeah. Yeah. My cousin brought me a joint like, I don't know, 6 months ago. He's like, here for your headaches. I'm like, I don't have headaches. He goes, well, I'm staying over the night. I said, yeah, you're right. I'm going to have headaches. And I swear I took 2 puffs and it's like, I'm fucked. I'm done. I'm playing Xbox. Like, you know, I'm sitting here going, man, I'm so good at this. He goes, motherfucker, the TV's not even on. So, you know, it is what it is. But now in the city, because I have a legal marijuana card, right?
Oh.
My doctor just gave it to me. He says, you know, if your back hurts or whatever, just here, go to the dispensary, get the good shit. And I'm like, all right. He says, but what's unique about the card is now you can stand in the middle of the fucking street and blaze up. They can't say a fucking word to you, but they don't do that anyway anymore. Cops they don't give a shit. They don't care. And the nice part about my card is I could put anybody's name on it I want, and I can send them to the store and go get it.
Oh, okay.
So the schemer in me is like, all right, so I'm going to put Johnny Walker on my card. He's going to pay me 10%. I got a great idea here. I don't really do that. I can see everybody on Mob 2 picking up the phone and calling fucking the feds now.
Okay, nobody's going to go and rat. Come on.
You cough these motherfuckers, rat.
Jeez.
They're bad.
Christ.
You know what's funny about the marijuana stores? There's one, and I never smoke marijuana, never will, but down the road from my house, there's a little marijuana dispensary, and you never really see anybody there. But then the beginning of the month, when they all get their checks or whatever, there's a line like half a mile long. But
you want to hear a funny story about gummies? Yeah. So, like, I didn't know that they were putting like THC in gummies. Like, I'm very like non-druggish, don't know much about that kind of stuff. But Chris will know who I'm talking about, but I don't want to say his name publicly. It's the person Chris has met. You know who I'm talking about, Chris?
Yeah, I think so.
So he goes into the store and he's like, I'm really hungry. I need something to eat. I said, go get some gummy bears or something, not thinking, you know, whatever. So he, keep in mind, I'm on the way to Pennsylvania and he has 2 bags of these gummies and I watch as he eats all of them. And like, we're still driving and I start to notice like 45 minutes into the ride, cars starting to go here, cars starting to go there. That's why he drives so slow. And he starts laughing his ass off to the point where he passes the fuck out because he's laughing so hard. And I grab the wheel. I'm like, get up, get up, get up. He goes, Jesus Christ. So I look at the gummies and I'm like, holy shit, he's got the THC gummies.
And he was killing them.
So fucking lit. Oh my God. I'm like, never again. I says, how many bags did you eat? He goes, well, I had 2 before I came and got you and 2 on the way. It's like, oh my God.
Jesus
Well, that
Christ.
explains, Jeff. That explains a couple of things. That explains why he drives so slow and why he thinks he sees Hitler sometimes.
Have you heard that story?
Andrew, you ever hear that story?
No.
So I go to I'm down in South Philadelphia, and we're going to hang out with the usual suspects. And here's the thing: if it's raining, this guy doesn't like to drive, but he also drives like 35 miles an hour on the interstate. And I'm like, what is 90 miles should take 2 hours max. With him, 3.5 to 5.
Oh my
so I'm always trying to poke, like drive. We get lost in the Pine Barrens in New Jersey, of all fucking places, which is where you don't want to get lost.
Okay.
I gotta piss because I've been drinking half the night. So
Right.
he pulls over. We're in the middle of the woods. We start walking in the woods. I'm cracking fucking jokes about mob bodies because that's where they're dumped, in the Pine Barrens. And he goes, "Hey, you think Nicky Scarfo's ghosts of his bodies are out here?" I said, "They probably are." And he keeps going because he's the type of guy who can't piss next to another man. He has to be like a mile away. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm standing there doing my thing, and I'm like trying to push as hard as I can just to get it over with. It's cold. And all I hear is this fucking screaming coming from the middle of the woods. And I see this guy come running towards me at 100 miles an hour. He's a big guy. Like, and he's hauling ass. "We got to get the fuck out of here. We got to get the fuck out of here." And he's getting in the car. It's already started. So he turns the key. So you get that grinding sound. And he slams on the gas, leaving me standing there. And I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing?" So he stops, not like 3 feet, not like 5 feet, like, I don't know, a football field away. So I have to, like, steady jog it. I get in the car and he starts screaming he saw Hitler in the woods.
Oh my God.
So I make him turn around. Despite everything, I make him turn around. We go back. I get out. You want to know what it is he saw?
What?
An old billboard for like a Roy Rogers hamburger joint. And I guess he caught it out of the side of his eye, and he literally thought Hitler was standing in the woods.
Oh, I love it.
Of all fucking places for him to show up. New Jersey's a good idea.
Right?
Pine Barrens.
Unbelievable.
I'll have to Google the Pine Barrens.
It's woods. You ever watch The Sopranos? There's a show called The Pine Barrens. It's like the funniest show they ever had.
Is that the one with Chris and Paulie and the Russian?
Where they killed the Russian and took him to the woods.
Here's what I'm going to do. You four cannot participate in this.
Oh,
I am going to. Thanks, Chris. I hope you're cheering for the motherfucking Eagles.
Of course.
Okay, good. All right. In the chat for what should I give them? A t-shirt?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. For a t-shirt, I want you to tell me the alleged made member of the Mafia whose internet address is called the Pine Barrens. Because you know how you can rename it? His is the Pine Barrens.
Ooh.
I don't think anybody will get it.
I don't think I know that.
It's hilarious.
Oh, I can't wait.
Which gangster calls his internet, what do you call that? An address, a server?
IP?
Calls his server the Pine Barrens.
His like Wi-Fi?
Yep. It's called the Pine Barrens.
Oh, I can't wait.
I got some asshole in my building who calls his shit the FBI. So I'm like, what the fuck is that? It always freaks me out.
There's people that do that.
Bobby Lee. No, it's not Phil Narducci. If Phil named his, it would be like Puppies 5. He's into dogs. You should go to his Facebook page.
Okay, wait. What is Michael Franzese's Wi-Fi?
Jesus loves me. I don't know. Here we got a winner. Dun, 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 dun. Mario Fernandez. You have won.
That's fine.
Good job, Mario.
All right. So Mario, do me a favor. Reach out to me, mobtalkradioshow@gmail.com, and tell me what size shirt you wear, and I will take care of that. I would do another one,
awesome.
but if I even mention this next one, I think everybody in the chat. All right, one more. I'll do it. Why not? Whose nickname is Lucifer?
Jeff, for Mario, you're going to have to make a Jose Battle t-shirt. You lost Jose Battle.
Whose nickname is Lucifer? Timothy Good, you just want to. Oh, no, I got to go with Rick. He got it first. All right, Rick's the gent. Email me at mobtalkradioshow@gmail.com. Tell me that you guessed
before
right.
everybody did, yo.
And I will send you a shirt.
Nice job,
Please
Rick Sargent.
include your size. I'm not good at looking at pictures. When people say I don't know and they send me a picture, please know what size shirt you wear. And I will send you a shirt, but you have to give me at least a week and a half to do this because I have to entertain 2 of these gentlemen next week.
Oh, is that that's the like meet and greet thing?
No.
Oh, okay.
They're coming to
Personal, yo.
Nice.
Yeah.
What are you guys gonna do? I'm
Two
jealous.
people to the left of your screen.
We can't confirm or deny what we're gonna do.
All right, that's fair. That's
I don't
fair.
know. That's up to Jeff, man. He says you got it planned out.
I don't have
Yeah,
shit
you
for him. I
confirmed or
told you
denied.
that. Listen, all right, let me explain something, how I live my life. I get up every morning. I look in the mirror and go, ugh, I'm still here. Okay. Then I put on a hat. I put on maybe flip-flops most days. And I go out my building. I go to the left and I go grab a cup of coffee from the bodega. And then I light up a cigarette. Then I come home and I say, now what do I do? So when I go on vacation, I know what time my flight leaves and where my destination is. The minute I get there, I go, whatever will be, will be. I don't plan shit. That's just me. Will we go out and get some dinner? Il Cortil? Sure. Will we go out and drink? Absolutely.
You guys are gonna call me for bail money, right?
That's right.
I got like 6 waiters for that. Are you kidding me? No.
All right.
What am I-
Maybe you could take the boys to Sparks.
Trust me, it's probably a good idea. It's probably a good idea. I don't have your
Peter
phone
Luger's.
number, and I'm drinking.
Yeah. Right.
Just turn your phones off.
No, wait, that's right. I can call off Messenger. I didn't even think about that.
Dino's bringing a bottle of Hennessy for us, he said.
Ooh.
All right, hold on. Are people okay? Are people arguing? All right, Easy Champion. You want a shirt? Email me. Or just hit me up on IG, Easy. I'll send you whatever you want. You're my pal. South Philly buddy there.
Nice.
Everybody's arguing. No, I did.
I see what's weird is when I'm on the video with you guys, I can't see the chat anymore. So I have no idea what's going on in there.
You have to click private chat at the top. There should be somewhere you could click private.
If you click
or no,
private,
I'm sorry, comments. Click comments.
See, the thing is it kicked me out. Like my options on the bottom of my screen are mic, cam, chat, more, or leave.
Watch.
So when I hit chat, it kicked me out of the video.
Everyone go to the private chat. Can we see? Can we see what I said?
I'm scared to click it.
No, I didn't. No. You click private chat. And she clicked herself off.
Well, she said that's what happens.
Oh.
She just said that's what happens when she tries it. I don't know. These things are a pain in the ass. It happens, you know. It's like, but yeah.
So what do you guys think? You think the old man's going to be really pissy?
You never know him. I mean, honestly, he might be a little upset, but I don't think he'll make a big deal. Because you honestly went, like, you weren't that bad. You were civil. You didn't go overboard, going nuts.
Never mind.
Could have been worse. We're just getting a text from him.
Yeah, I just got a threat.
Listen, just go tell Paps to play some bingo.
Should I be a rat and read the email threat?
There's an email threat?
Yeah.
Ooh, who's it from?
Let's see if the chat can guess.
Oh, I can't fucking wait.
Now, let me ask a question. Did I say anything cruel?
No. That's
Did I
why
say anything mean?
No.
No. That's why I said you weren't easy. Listen.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Gene Borello's a piece of shit, so I think you can say whatever you want about that guy, and whether it's mean or not doesn't matter. So who fucking cares?
Here's the thing, man. The guy should know that you are friends with Joey. He should know that, so he should be a little understandable that you're going to be a little upset with what he said. I mean, you got to.
Oh, just tell Gene to come on. Come on, Gene.
It's not Gene.
It's not Gene.
Oh.
It's not Gene. But
it's
you know,
that other shit.
You should just be. Come on, man. You know he's friends with the guy. You threw his friend under the bus a little bit. I mean, you should be able to take a little criticism back. I mean, it's the guy's friend.
That's kind of my only point. Is let me ask a very rhetorical question. If I make a phone call and I say, "Hey, Dean, we get along. I don't agree with you." You're going to be like, that's cool. So what else you got going on? How is me disagreeing with you going to change what you said yesterday? It's not, right? And it's not me making fun of anybody. It's just me saying that wasn't right. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah.
And now I've got a threat. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're not rat if you read the email. I mean,
you're right.
And he puts a lot of Joey's stuff up. He's using his content. You're using the guy's content, then you're trashing him. And I don't think Joey would do this, but couldn't he copyright strike him too if you wanted for using his content? I mean, let it die out. It wasn't that big of a deal, man. You trash the guy's friend, of course he's going to say something back. You said what you said.
If somebody says shit about my friends, I'm going to say something. And actually, I got something funny to tell you, Chris. Well, Dean too, and everybody else. I popped into Angel Gotti's live chat the other night. I guess that was Friday.
Right.
Check it out, see what it was all about. Had a bunch of the usual suspects, and they were talking about. I don't know the context exactly. It was something to do with somebody doxing somebody else.
Oh, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, it had something to do with FBS and MRE, I think, or something. I don't know. So don't quote me on that. But then people were like making guesses about who it might have been. And somebody mentioned Jeff Canarsie. Well, I was ready to rip a hole in these bitches. I was like, really? Really? Like, come on. But then it was funny because everybody in the chat, including Mr. Lee Cole, was like, oh, I love Jeff Canarsie. I don't have anything bad to say about Jeff. Like, oh, I don't know. And it just really kind of opened my eyes about like all the drama that goes on with this genre per se.
A lot of backstabbing.
Here's the thing. And I can certainly understand from one perspective why somebody might be embarrassed that I would say that, but on what you say. Dean, are you oh, I thought you were frozen.
I just can't stand that motherfucker, yo. So I'm just in awe, like, for real.
Yeah, so now it's, just, wait, I'm doing videos on you. You just wait. See, that's the mentality,
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate, but that's where I stand. Joey's my friend.
Yeah.
And that's all there is to it. You shouldn't say something like that. And besides, it's not a secret. It's in your video.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh.
It's in your goddamn video. Everybody's going to see it. It's not like
I don't see he would do this, but couldn't Joey even copyright strike him for him playing his videos? He's using his content.
I don't think Joey gives a shit about any of that.
No, I know. I don't. Well, that's why I said he probably wouldn't do it, but I don't like.
No, but the thing is that, I am not going to read this. I'm not going to share it. I'm not going to talk about it because I just don't do things like that.
Yeah. It's kind of like doing the same thing, like, and it's giving a reaction, right? Like, don't give it a reaction.
No, it does me no good because if I do that, then it's like, oh, look at the hypocrite go. He just complained about somebody else doing it. So no,
Yeah.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
do it. And he can be upset about it. But I think my whole point is when you say to somebody, there's other ways to deal with interesting issues through dialogue and disagreeing on opinions. It's just an opinion. It doesn't mean you're wrong. It's just my opinion. I don't agree with it. That's it.
Newsflash, everyone's got an opinion.
Yeah, like it's and it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm sure there's other stuff, but what are you gonna do?
Oh, you knew that was coming though, Jeff. You should have. You knew that.
And
you
Dean,
knew that.
Dean predicted that. Dean told me he thinks, he actually predicted that. So whatever.
That's what people do. But for every action, there is a reaction. And I think that it doesn't really matter what anybody thinks. Doesn't matter what I think. Doesn't matter what you think. And if that's the course people want to take, then, then it is what it is. So
just tell Paps to go play some bingo.
No, he could come on here and grab the link and scream if he wants. Here, I'll drop the link for him. I know he's still watching. He can have the link and he can come on and yell at me and say, why would you say that? I don't feel this way. Then if I got it wrong, then come explain it to me.
Right?
Just come explain it to me. I'll wait like 3 minutes. I'll wait till 10:45. Are you on Pacific time?
I am.
Oh, I don't know who this is. Don't see a face. Kicked from the studio.
Oh, come on. It could have been a dick.
That's why I'm laughing, Jeff. That's the same reason why I'm laughing, yo.
I don't want to have to go back and edit that part of the video out again.
Oh my God. I told my husband that story because he wasn't aware of it, and he jokingly was like, oh man, next time you're gonna go on live, maybe I'll just slip in the background. I was like, don't you dare wreck this for me. Don't.
That shit was funny as hell, yo.
Oh man, I'm sad I missed it.
I swear that shit was because it's crazy because he kind of threw it out there like, yo, don't be surprised somebody shows their fucking cock up on here.
I should have never said that. If I hadn't have said that, somebody would, and that was perfect timing. It was like, okay, I see a face, bang, and as soon as I don't even know how you time it that well, where it's like, bing, show your face, or you're not coming on the show.
That shit.
You got something to say, like, come on, be a big boy or girl.
Maybe you should get Jimmy Calandra to come on here, Jeff. What you think about that?
Yeah.
No.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I miss those Bath Avenue stories, yo.
They won't show their face?
Nah, whoever it is keeps coming in, and I keep saying, show your face, and it's all dark. I said, I'm not stupid. I've fallen for this twice. I'm not doing it a third time.
Oh.
That's funny.
All right, I'm going to wait 2 more minutes. If he wants to come in, I'm going to drop the link.
Dude, what if it's pussy?
That's allowed. That's allowed.
No, it's not allowed. It's not allowed.
I'm joking.
The worst part about that when people do this is they don't. First of all, I hope children don't watch this, but you never know. There could be some 10-year-old sitting there going, "Mommy, what's that? Oh my God!" And then I've got a problem.
Yeah,
Barry, you're welcome on here anytime.
Barry, come on.
Yeah, there's so many of these guys that are regulars here that support you and like you, but a lot of them don't come on for some reason. I don't know.
The link in the store is under the store tab on YouTube, I think. What's the weather like there? You getting snow yet?
Not here.
No, not here.
No, I took the baby for a walk right before we started like, I don't know, around 5 o'clock just to go see the Christmas lights. And I just had a hoodie on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Hey, Chris, is it raining like a motherfucker out there too?
It's raining here.
I mean, there's all kinds of flood updates and shit. So, yeah, I mean, I'll check.
Dean, where are you?
I'm in Philadelphia, but born and bred Newark, New Jersey, baby.
Oh, okay. All right. Nice.
I'm from the same place John Ricky from.
You're funny. So what's everybody got going on for the weekend before we close it up?
Well, I'm linking up with this guy named Christopher Gorky and Jeffrey Canarsie. That's my plans.
Okay. That sounded blatantly homosexual, but okay.
I'll be waiting for the videos. That's what I'll be doing.
Oh, she likes to watch.
I'm a watcher.
Short clips of the
So
weekend
am I.
here.
Sorry, Chris?
We can do a couple short clips of the weekend.
Hello, Edna.
Oh, hi, Edna.
Yeah, you get me a little sideways, and there might be some interesting lives going on.
Oh, please do.
I already know that's going to happen. Hold on, this might be. Hold on,
Chris, where are you? Where do you live?
I live up in like northeastern PA by, I don't know if you ever heard of like the Scranton, Pennsylvania area, but just northeastern PA. I'm by there.
That's where Mr. Buffalino's from.
He's actually right down the road from me, like my neighbor practically.
No way.
Yeah, 30 some years. You never know. Little ranch house, very unassuming, just basic suburbs. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's cool.
Hey, Chris, wasn't the TV show The Office in Scranton, PA too?
Yeah. I never watched it, but yeah, that was supposed to be about Scranton, or film of Scranton, about Scranton, whatever. Yeah. No, you're correct. It's beat up here. It's just your typical suburb, but that's it. It's not like Scranton's a big city like Philly or anything.
Yeah.
And
so how far away are you guys from Jeff then?
Far as hell. Jeff is all the way in the city.
Yeah, so I'm like, Philly's about an hour and a half. New York's about 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah, I'm right in the middle of Manhattan.
Hey, Chris, me and you about what? Me and you about an hour and a half from each other?
Yeah. I Googled it, about an hour and a half away.
Yeah, but you guys got to account for traffic coming into the city. Unless you get slick and try to go through the Cross Bronx. Which actually may not be a bad idea.
But isn't the Bronx on the whole other side of from where you're at?
I can be in the Bronx in like 10 minutes by the interstate.
Oh, I don't know. I thought it was like opposite direction because you're like down near the.
Well, no, I mean it allows you to sort of kind of bypass paying the Holland Tunnel.
So listen to this. A guy I work with was talking about New York, and he actually showed me something interesting related to 9/11. So when they were cleaning up from 9/11, and I guess they're even digging deep into the ground from all the mess, they actually found this big old remains of a ship or something right where the Twin Towers were. And I guess not that part of where the Twin Towers were used to be where the docks are. So they actually expanded the island, like building over it, a landfill or something. So now I'm going way back, like hundreds of years, but he actually had maps showing this ship underneath the Twin Towers and how old maps that was actually docks and the ocean was there or whatever. I don't know how you build over the ocean, but yeah, it was pretty cool. And another thing a guy told me as far as New York, I mean, I know I got to pay the tolls and all that crap, but somebody said it's not tolls or a bridge toll, that they're charging just people just to go in and out of Manhattan another extra fee just to try to stop as many people coming in and out.
Yeah, it's like $25 both to and from. $50.
What?
On top of the fucking $18 they charge us to go into the goddamn city.
Yeah. It's that's why we come back. We go Staten Island to avoid the bullshit.
Are they gonna come over and do my dishes after?
Depends what you're wearing and what you say.
Oh, well, in that case.
There you go. But I don't know. We'll have a good time. You know, you only live once. I lose $25, $50 in a short time anyways.
Yeah.
But are you realizing how expensive the city is?
It's crazy. I know.
Just so you know. I don't want to end up at some third-rate Vietnamese, Bangkok, Betty, all-you-can-eat buffet off the floor kind of thing.
Nah,
wait. Is there going to be massages? Hold on.
We'll go to El Catorle and then do whatever. I mean,
you and Lee are Corteil.
Yeah, I never say it right. Place is beautiful. It's like I showed Dean. It's like a real Italian courtyard in the back. And I don't know. What about the other place? You know, your friend who was on vacation down in the DR or whatever.
I have not heard from him. The pipe. I haven't heard from him.
Yeah.
And typically they do that thing on the 12th. I don't know. I'll make a call tomorrow, find out where he is, but I know he was in Dominican Republic.
That would be pretty cool if we could.
Spain and the Dominican Republic were all gangsters' own homes. Straight up.
All right, boys. I'm making my exit.
Fine.
That baby's not going to bed for her dad, so.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, go handle the child.
I will. Pray night tonight.
Bounce. Dean, text me, whatever. We'll hook up. We're good to go this weekend. Andrea, be safe.
Bye.
Okay. Nice to see you guys.
Bye. Damn, Chris just jumped too. So yeah.
The last of the Mohegans.
Always. So yeah, apparently I'm in trouble, but whatever. I didn't say anything bad.
I'm in trouble because Chris said one more thing about a woman, Sabrina gonna choke the shit out of me.
I told him about that. See, I believe, you know what? I'll tell you in text off of this, but I said, don't do that. It's not nice. That's not what the plan is at all. 100%.
You heard Jeff. It's just
and as a matter of fact, you can actually ask Chris, because I said to him, you do realize like he's with somebody. That's not what this is. We're going out to dinner, having a couple of drinks, laughing, and that's it. And she can call my phone to make sure what you're doing.
You heard him. I told you that.
Nah, none of that. I don't have time for that shit.
Me neither.
You know,
or you will never see me again.
I don't think, and nobody will ever see you again. So, all right, we're gonna close it out, man.
All right, Jeff. Thanks, man. It's always
right,
a pleasure, man.
All right. Anyway, so there you kind of have it. Tried to have a good show. If Lee's upset about it, then it is what it is. But I'm going to defend my friends, and just because I disagree with you doesn't mean I'm saying anything bad. It's just truth of the matter. Thank you to everyone who came in and donated tonight. Thank you all for being here. We will see everybody Thursday night. I think we're going to do a third Thursday night. I can't even talk now because I'm thinking of Canada. I don't know why that's weird. All right. Thank you all for coming in. We'll see everybody on Thursday night. And I appreciate each and every single one of you. Have a great night.